building partnerships that invest in world-class facilities. Welcome to Chicago at Play.
Well met, dear stranger. Guess who? That's right, it's me, Christopher Marlowe. Nah, I'm just yanking your proverbial chain. 'Tis none other than Bill Shakespeare, the immortal bard himself.
This morning, something a little bit magical happened. All across Chicago, 30 statues awoke, and they discovered that they had the gift of speech.
The Richard Driehaus Foundation has joined with the Chicago Park District to bring an exciting experience to Chicagoans.
The foundation has a long history of funding the built environment and arts and culture, and this project, Statues, Stories, Chicago, marries those two core funding areas beautifully. Chicago arguably has one of the world's most important collections of public art. And so this initiative is a new pathway to appreciate what we have, one of our great assets.
It is exciting to provide a free, interactive, and educational experience that at the same time engenders civic pride.
Using drama, humor, and mobile technology, Statue Stories Chicago breathes new life into this city's marvelous collection of public art.
We have over 300 pieces of art and sculpture in the Chicago Park District. And it's what makes our city great. There's a lot of great cities, but what makes Chicago the best is our celebration of our parks, our celebration of our civic pride, and our art and culture.
30 statues across the city were chosen for Statue Stories. With a few simple clicks on your smartphone, you are transported through history and entertained while learning.
Anybody with a mobile device can approach a statue where they will find a sign, and the sign will indicate the 3 ways that you can access the voice, and you get a phone call. You answer it, and then you have someone at the other end as the voice of the sculpture.
You'll hear a 2-minute monologue written by a noteworthy author, either a playwright or some of them are fiction writers or other writers with ties to Chicago. And then the monologue is given by an actor, and many of them are well-known actors.
Can you imagine being able to take an inanimate object and add history with familiar voices, and you're transfixed? That's the way to teach. So I'm so happy to combine education with this new technology. This is the future, right?
It is, and it's amazing.
The writers and actors that wrote and performed the monologues covered all walks of life and really make the statues come alive.
Everybody in the project had to have some tie to Chicago. And so because I've done so much writing on Chicago history, I asked if I could write one of the monologues. The statue that was assigned to me was von Humboldt. And if you kind of go around the corner by his foot, you'll see a lizard. And I always have loved that sculptural lizard. The lizard represents von Humboldt's travels exploring Latin America.
Al was born in Berlin, but the whole world was his home. He said he was spurred by an uncertain longing for what was distant and unknown. He loved botany and geology. His greatest wish was to take a scientific voyage to the lands of Latin America.
I thought that instead of having this kind of old man from the 1800s speak to you, that I would have his friend, the lizard, convey the information. The Looking Glass Theater was in charge of the 3 in Oz Park. So it's Dorothy, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion, and you find out that they frequently have late night picnics when nobody's looking.
Have you seen my Oz friends today? When the sun is up, we watch over different areas of the park. But when the stars are out, we have adventures together. We're even meeting for a picnic at midnight.
You can find a map of the statues on our website. They are across the city, and a few are still waiting to find their voice.
There are 30 statues currently active, and there'll be 4 more that will come online as a part of a public competition to write the script.
3 of them are basically for adults, being managed by the Goodman Theater, but the 4th one is a teen competition. Students between the ages of 12 and 18 can participate, and that's the Fountain Girl in Lincoln Park. And the sculptural monument is a child that holds a chalice, and the water kind of drips through. And so we thought it would be really nice if a child or a young adult would be the one to decide what this young girl statue would like to say.
Keep an eye out for the signs near the statues. You never know what you'll learn when you're in Chicago's parks.
When you know the story of a statue, and why it's there, the person depicted, it gives you a sense of pride in Chicago's history. It also speaks to the idea of a sense of place, and that we are Chicagoans and we live in Chicago, and these personalities are part of our past.
I bid you an affectionate farewell.